Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Well, good evening, race fans. A special Sunday night show here on the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network. Remember Uncle Sam 150 Chicagoland Speedway, presented by Pinnell Automotive. I got here late enough. I don't have a lot of the details, but I do understand that someone lost a loved one. And as always, our condolences for the loss. A couple of heat races going on here at Chicagoland tonight. A little different format than what we are used to seeing, especially out of Cup guys. But a special request, and I've been looking around, try to see what I can find for information, and I am just not. Here we go. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's all up in here. Well, I'd like to have some more information, and I don't know who to ask, bring live up here for what exactly is going on with this, but I do know that it is a memorial race, and we're doing some pace the field stuff. That's Patrick Oberstadt that rolled out in front of everybody. I think we're waiting until we get to the feature race tonight to do the salute. Yeah, heat races on pavement. I used to do a series that did heat races on pavement, but it was mini stocks and super late models, and they would rotate the cars every couple of weeks. Right now, quick look. Patrick Oberstadt and Ross Baxter on the front row. Rich George, Matt Vorndren in row number 2, Billy Wright, and Seth Wansing, our own Seth Wansing, Monday, Tuesday night driver, there in the 5 car on the outside of that row. And then Michael Lawrence, and we were supposed to have Thomas Melnick, but Melnick obviously did not make the call for this heat race, so we'll see what happens there.
Hey, Roger. Just checking in.
Hey. Well, tell me what exactly this is about, Mr. Pinnell.
Yeah, so we're doing a memorial race to my great Uncle Sam. It did split us up into 3 heat races, which is not normally what we do. We normally do 2, but we're riding with it. And then at the feature, me and Cody, we both have a throwback paint scheme to our great uncle when he used to race. So we'll be going to the front of the field. Everybody behind us will be 3 wide, and we'll do 1 lap, kind of a moment of silence, and do that for the feature. But appreciate you doing this tonight, and just kind of wanted to give you some updates on what we're doing. Again, the heat races, we got 3 of them, 8 laps each, which is not normally what we do. We only have 2 normally, but iRacing's doing iRacing things, so
well, they have fun with me every time I set up new servers myself. Our condolences from here at the network, man. It's always fun to do races with anybody, but tribute races, we try to take special care of you guys, and I didn't get enough information from the start. I kind of got asked here, and I was busy over the weekend, didn't get enough time to chase things down, so I'm glad you came in, and I appreciate you giving us the info, as these guys have already completed 2 laps in this first heat race.
Absolutely. We'll have a great race, and hopefully maybe I'll talk to you at the end.
That'd be awesome, sir. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
I appreciate when they come in and give me the information. That's a lot of fun. I know everybody watching, you know, always likes to know kind of what's going on right now. Chicagoland in the Cup cars coming to complete 3 of the 8 scheduled for Heat 1. Oberstedt getting away from him a little bit here. He's got a pretty healthy gap, 0.3 of a second. You can see that's about 8-9 car lengths. George and Wright are battling a little for second. That's going to open the door for Baxter there in the 22. Hello, Bill Vinny. Hey, and I see who that is now. I just read the text. Now I know who that is. Hello, Adam. 54 car. It's actually, I think, being scored correctly just in the red box, not in the green. As a 22 of Wright dropped to the apron halfway. Baxter, slide job across the nose. And, man, that car just kept on going to the wall. Oh, shoot. You're right. Logo is still up. Watch this. Not anymore. Sorry about that, boys. Yeah, I got somebody in here to talk to me. Got totally discombobulated. Well, you know. Hey, you know what? We're remembering somebody, and the longer you leave the logo up, the more fun it is, right? Especially when it's about them. Side by side for that third spot. They have not given each other an inch here. Once again, 54 will go to the top, 22 goes into the middle. I don't think that's going to work out too good. You really got to wait on the car coming out of turn 4 right there, and that outside line's got a whole lot of momentum up there. Oberstedt starting to creep out to about 10 to 12 car lengths here. Maybe 20 now. He really got through turns 1 and 2 good right there. He'll come around. He's going to get the white flag. 37 car going to go to victory lane in Heat 1. Elrich George has been second the whole time since we've dropped the green. It looks like he's going to stay at least in that spot. A lot of distance between he and Briley Wright. Don't think you can make that up unless something happens to the 60 coming out of turn 2 right here, and that's not going to happen. It's going to be Oberstedt, George Wright, the top 3, it looks like. 4 or third, maybe not, because here comes Ross Baxter again. He's going to get the squeeze play put on him. It will be Oberstedt, George Wright, then Baxter, Wansing to 5th. Vorndren in the 6th spot, and Lawrence in that 7th spot in heat number 1. So we got a couple more heats to go. This time we're going to get to look at the starting grid. I'm not going to sit here and not stay on this thing. Well, I said that I wasn't. We don't have it. So we'll read it off of the pylon. Jeremy Brault on the pole. Josh Battles will start beside him in the 4 car. The 39 of Colin McDonough inside row number 2. And Kevin Feemster in the 17 will start to his outside. You'll see Ryan Pinnell and Cody Pinnell, the 1 and 01 in row number 3. And then Chris Burton in that 48 car on the very back. So the Pinnell boys, and they're going to go out to the front of this thing when we get ready for our feature tonight. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Let's go see what in the world just happened. He rolls it off. It looks like he just gassed it up and it took off to the right. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if something was broken on that car or those cold tires just forced him to go to the right. But the 39 is trying to catch back up to the field. I think he's going to get bumped out of his starting spot. Well, Steggy C, Unfortunately, not going to start up there where he was scheduled to start inside row 2. He is going to drop to the tail of this field as we're going to get ready for our official start for heat number 2. 8 laps.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag back in the area in the start zone. Heat number 2. We've seen a lot of races at Chicago since the beginning of the year. I think, car loose. That's the one car of Ryan Pinnell. And there's 2 Pinnells. That's why I had to look and make sure I was going to say it right. But Pinnell got loose down on the bottom, getting through 1 and 2. And that car almost got away from him. He'll fight back to 5th now. Brault's going to lead lap number 1. But I was going to say, I know Midwest Truck Series has been over there, and I'm pretty sure that the DSRL boys have been there twice in the last couple of months. So we've seen a lot of races at this racetrack. This is our first Cup race. Brault out in front. He is in command. Battles in Feimster 2-3. Chris Burton in that 4th spot. But here comes Pinnell after the slide in turns 1 and 2 on lap 1. He is slowly closing the gap on 4th place, and he's got Cody Pinnell right behind him. That 39 car of McDonough, well, the front end is crushed in. He's kind of driving a snowplow. He is going to be well off the pace. We'll go back. Brault, half a second. Battles hanging on to second. If we're coming around this time, we'll be halfway, heat 2. That's Kevin Feimster in the 17, and he is right through the middle. He has not ventured down to that white line in turns 3 and 4 yet. He will get down on the apron on the front stretch. Now he'll go big and tall up to the top side in 1 and 2. That closed that gap. He picked up a couple of tenths right there. He is getting real close to Battles now. He's going to keep it in the middle. And once again across the apron. Pinnell. This is Cody Pinnell in the white number 1. Ryan Pinnell starting to lose a little bit of ground. Lost that spot too, Cody. Last lap. This will be the 2 to go. There's your battle, Feimster and Battles. Close together. Battles up to the outside, brushed the outside wall. I think he reacted to Feimster getting a little wide on the exit. There was plenty of room there. And now he'll hit the wall a second time. So he went from 2nd to 4th just from turn 4 to turn 1. Chris Burton drove around him as well. Brault is gone. He's out of here. He's almost a second ahead. He's 9/10 of a second ahead right here. There's a bump. Battles is really fighting that car coming to the white flag. He's going to lose another spot. He'll give one up to Cody Pinnell right there. So he'll drop to 5th in the span of a lap. Feimster out wide in 1 and 2, and that allowed Burton to get to him. I don't know if he'll get by him. Brault is going to win this with ease. Who's it going to be for second? Big run on the outside from Burton. Contact coming out of 4 down to the apron. Burton got it by 14 1/1000ths of a second. Feimster 3rd. Cody Pinnell, Josh Battles, Ryan Pinnell, and Colin McDonough rounding things out. That's what we hope for in this feature race right there. So we'll look at our grid for our 3rd and final heat. The 33 of Dale Markowski on the pole with James Kerr in the 75 on his outside. Ethan Wood, the 88 and Matthew Kent, the 99, make up row 2. Our third row is Tommy Withers in the 23, Blake Galloway in the 24, and your Outback Jack for the final heat race, the 27 of Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson. AC/DC Brian Johnson? That'd be awesome. He could be thunderstruck all the way around the racetrack. I feel like we got to watch a little bit because we had some extracurriculars during our last roll-off for the heat race. Oh, while they're pacing around, I'm going to remind everybody about this week's schedule. Season finales Monday and Tuesday night for the Digital Sim Racing League. The Fitz Automotive Truck Series presented by Midwest Barbecue. Crown a champion on Monday night. And then on Tuesday night, Timber Creek Homes of Southwest Florida Stock Car Series presented by Beef O'Brady's. We will crown a champion in that series as well, as they get ready to take a week or two off, get their all-star event for between seasons coordinated and ready to go, and they'll be back right around the first part of May. They won't be gone, but they will be on hiatus. And then Wednesday night, Midwest Truck Series moves on after their all-star event. They get back to points racing. All of those are right around the 8 o'clock Eastern time frame. So make sure you bookmark us. The green flag in the air for the final heat race. 24 car got a good start. He tried to go to the outside, promptly plants it into the fence, and all the momentum he had is gone. Now he's right behind the 95 of Matthew Kent, and he'll dip to the inside. 24, Blake Galloway is going for it. Oh, car high right there, and he pushes Kent up. Kent drug the fence. Opened the door for Ethan Wood to sneak by, and it puts Dale Markowski back to the inside of that 24. James Kerr, he's already out there 0.7 of a second. The battle is right here, and we're going to stay on it. Kent once again into the outside wall. That'll break all his momentum. He will fall way back. He might be in danger of losing 6th. Car off the apron was the 88 of Ethan Wood right there. Everybody trying to chase down Kerr. They've got it down to 0.6 of a second. Let's see if we can see what Kerr did, because he just lost half of his gap right there coming out of turn 2. 3 laps in the book. And now he's opening it up just a little bit. Picked up a couple of tenths there. Markowski and Galloway are side by side now. Up the hill, and Galloway twitched a little. I don't know if the car got loose or he just reacted to what was going on right there. But he's going to lose the spot to Markowski, and now the 23 of Withers. And Withers loses some momentum on the bottom. Had to wait on the car a little bit there in 1 and 2 to settle. And he'll give up the space. He was door to door with the 24 right before he had to roll off the throttle. It's back to 0.7 of a second. Kerr, a mistake in 1 and 2 a couple of laps ago, and he has since opened up his gap back to what it was before that mistake. Wood is still second, but he is going to have company here on the last couple of laps because the 33 of Markowski pushing air up under the back of that 88 car down the backstretch. And he'll be alongside 88 car. Wanted to go to the apron and cut right across the nose, put dirty air on the 33. On that little short dog leg straightaway, it did not make a big difference. Side by side again, coming to 3 and 4. White flag is in sight for your leader. This time, Markowski, half a car ahead. Kerr, a second ahead of these guys. He is going to cruise to victory, it looks like. Markowski clear, comes up the racetrack in front of Wood. Kerr is going to go on to win Heat 3. Wood is going to make a last-ditch effort to get to the bottom, shorten the racetrack. It's not going to work. Markowski second. Then Wood. Galloway recovers to fourth. Withers, Kent, and Johnson finishing things up. Heat racing action in the books. There we go. Somehow I moved myself to somewhere. 105 laps. Guys had already qualified through. Got to go with what I got here. Maybe I don't. Where is that? I don't know where that's at. Toby Estes. Yeah, why is that showing that? I wrote that. I cleared that up. Apparently when I restarted it, put it back. But Toby Estes the 19 and Josh Gaiman in the 6 make up row 1. Patrick Oberstadt and Jeremy Brault in row number 2. That's the 37 and 74. James Kerr, 75. And Elrich George in the 60 in row number 3. Chris Burton, the 48. Dale Markowski make up a row number 4. Row 5 is Billy Wright, the 54, and Kevin Feemster, the 17. And our 6th row will have the 88 of Ethan Wood and Ross Baxter in the 22 in that row. Cody Pinnell and Blake Galloway. And we're going to go up front. They're stretching this out so we can have this. Let's go ahead with Ross Baxter and Blake Galloway. Then Briley Wright and Seth Wansing. Josh Battles and Matt Vorndren. Tommy Withers. You see the tribute right now. 4. Where did I got that image from someplace. I don't even know where I got that image now. Okay. All right. Well, that's not how that works. The two Pinnell boys out in front. A little tribute. You see the other drivers have fallen so far back just to let them have the screen. And they are 3 wide behind. We'll take a quick look at that. Our Choose car is out there. Well, they got that painted up nice and bright, don't they? We have cautions. They roll that car out so the guys can choose inside or out. We'll start dropping our drivers back. All right, now that these two drivers are going to go and find their spot in line, everybody going to start doubling back up. So we'll pick up where we were, which was at Blake Galloway and Cody Pennell in row 7, Seth Wansing and Ryan Pennell, or Josh Battles, I'm sorry, in row 8, Tommy Withers and Matt Vorndren in row 9, Ryan Pennell and Matt Kent in row 10, Colin McDonough and Michael Lawrence back there, and then Colin McDonough and Michael Lawrence in row 11, and row 12 is Brian Johnson. And you can see the little bug at the back. He is not part of the lineup, but he is out there. He's going to go to the pits this time when they go in. We have a caution. You will find him up on the front stretch. A little ways past the start-finish line, sitting in the middle of the track, waiting for these guys to make their choose. But we're about to go green. Remembering Uncle Sam tonight as we kick off. 105 laps, about 150 miles here at Chicagoland Speedway, ARCS. I did that last time, too. The green flag's in the air, and Estes through 1 and 2. Out to the front by himself. Oberstadt, who was very quick in his heat race. Trying to get the spot off the bottom of turn 4. It's not going to happen. Lap 1 will go to Estes in the 19. Gaiman in the 6. Runs in 3rd. Then James Kerr, Briley Wright. And it starts to become a madhouse back here at about 8. 2 wide, 3 wide. Wansing's in the middle. That was between Wood and I think maybe Feimster. Or Galloway. It was Galloway that he was in between with Feimster. Car loose. That's Matt Kent. He has struggled all night here, and he got loose out of 4. He saves it. Just a quick snip through the grass on the corner right there before the entry to pit road, and he gets it back underneath him. And he will be about 11 seconds off the pace now. Top 2 with a little bit of a gap over Josh Gaiman in 3rd. Starting to get single filed. It's back to right in the 7th, 8th, and 9th position where we get our 2 or 3 wide. And it's only 3 wide momentarily, like right here. In the middle of the corner because Wansing has got the 5 car. Got a little tight right there. Going to cost him a lot of momentum. Kevin Feimster will give him a push up the backstretch to try to keep him in front of the 24. Or is that the 74 of Jeremy Brault? It is. It's a 74 of Brault. Markowski is looking at Galloway. Out the right-hand door is where he's looking because they are door to door, side by side. Caution for the first time. If you're a Ryan Pennell fan, you probably better look somewhere else because I don't think he is going to have any fun with this. I think he's all by himself. I think somebody in front of him wrecked. Oh, yeah, there comes the 88 across. What happens here? Oh, we got to go back. We have to go way back, and we have got to look at Wood, who got loose out of 2 all on his own and then came back across the track and just clipped Pennell. So the first caution on lap 5. And it is for one of the tribute cars. And the 88 coming together on the backstretch. Slow things down a little. Nobody's headed for pit road. Nobody that we see. There's a handful going in. Elrich George, Ross Baxter, Colin McDonough, Tommy Withers, Matt Kent, and Ethan Wood are all headed in. And Melnick will go put the choose bug on the front stretch around here. ARCS guys, and a couple of unique things that they do, putting that VW Beetle out there. Drivers coming off pit road. You'll see these guys will come out of turn 4, start heading up the straightaway, and when they get to the choose car, they'll pick. They're going to start inside or outside. Estes, Oberstadt, Gaiman, Kerr, Wright, Burton, Galloway, Markowski, Owansting, and Feemster will be the top 10 when we get ready to go back to it. Now that could change a little because of choosing lines. We'll come to the choose Beetle. The last time we covered these guys, we saw somebody annihilate the choose Beetle right at the last second. Didn't pick a line and just ran right into it. All right, everybody has doubled up. No real change in our running order.
Green, green, green.
With the green flag. Ooh, little wiggle there out of the 19, but man, what a launch, even with the tire spin. And once again, he will scoot right out to the point. This time, Josh Gaiman is going to have a run at Oberstadt down through 1 and 2. He's got Briley Wright tucked in. They'll go 3 wide down the backstretch and into turn 3. Oberstadt, Wright, Gaiman. Now Galloway throws his nose in there. The 24, Blake Galloway. On the high side, trying to take second position away from Briley Wright. 3 wide behind him, and once again, Oberstadt, part of that 3 wide. Gaiman was part of it too. Now Seth Wansing's in the middle of the 3 wide. Is it James Kerr? Was on his outside. I missed who was on the inside right there. Gonna say it was Brault in the 74 again. .48 of Burton. Had a run getting into 3, and it didn't materialize on the exit. We're going to go back here and watch because Kerr, Wansing, and Brault are just battling like crazy. They've been 3 wide multiple times, and they're 3 wide again now. Wansing slides behind, and he ends up on the outside of a 3 wide because Feemster went right through the middle. Oh, a little pushing and shoving back. That was Cody Pennell. And he and Vorndren. And the 00 had a touchy-feely moment right there. Estes, Wright, Galloway, Gaiman, Markowski, and then you get to this right here. Burton, Wansing, Kerr. Seth Wansing seems to be in a lot of 3-wides right now. Dip out behind. That was Oberstadt that made the 3-wide, getting down into 3. Beside Battles and Feemster. Go a little deeper because they're 3-wide again this time. It's the 00 of Vorndren. The 4 of Battles, and the top side was the 01 of Pennell, and he went right by Cody Pennell. Right in the middle of it again. You saw that the 1 of Ryan Pennell, he's a lap down, but they got the car pretty squared away. A lot of bear bond. We'll get back to the front because Estes has distanced himself from Briley Wright, and Wright has put a pretty fair gap on Galloway. Galloway restarted about 7th or 8th on that restart. Worked his way to 3rd and kind of settled in there. Gaiman's behind that, and then Markowski, the top 5. It's a pretty good gap back to Seth Wansing, who has now found himself out of 3-wides and into 6th. Kerr behind that, and then Brault and Feemster have not given up on racing each other. Neither have Oberstadt and Burton, as they'll stay 2-wide, 2 deep back here for about 10th. Right around 32nd laps being turned right now. And I saw Burton get a little loose coming up out of 2 right there. And that time Burton got a way too loose. Oh no, Battles through the grass. He's going to get it back on the track. He's going to spread grass chunks everywhere. They stay down on the apron, and he gets it back in line in 21st position after a little tiptoe through the tulips down there. Estes is keeping this thing out front. He's got the 19 car rolling. Little quicker than everyone except for Jeremy Brault, and Brault was just a tick quicker than he was last lap. But Brault is back in 8th. The 74 of the Taco Bell machine. Brian Johnson, not on the lead lap. He's about 5 laps down. All by himself out there, making laps, trying to get to the end. There's your lap down car. That is the 1 of Ryan Pennell. He's got Cody Pennell right in front of him. Cody is running 11th. Well, Josh Gaiman has started to inch in on Briley Wright. So has Galloway on Markowski. The only car that isn't getting too close is the 6 of Wansing, but he's kind of reeling in the 33. 33 keeps going down on the apron and losing momentum right here coming out of 2. So we may end up with 6 cars in this battle before we get to pit stops. Long ways to go. Still about 82 laps when we get to the start-finish line this time. Estes has been in command since we started this feature race. And now Briley Wright's got a mirror full of the 6 of Josh Gaiman. It was slow and steady reeling him in, and once he sniffed up that little bit of draft, he closed the gap pretty quick. Drops to the apron. The gap stays the same. Go see what Josh Gaiman sees. See in the mirror, Blake Galloway, and Galloway's starting to creep up closer and closer every entry. Turn 1 he gets close, turn 3 he gets close. Now to the high side for Josh Gaiman. And he picked up about another half car length. Estes, just over 0.8 of a second in front of these two. And it starts to become a pretty fairly spaced line. Galloway in 4th, Markowski, Wansing is 6th. And Oberstadt has cleared that bunch behind him, and he is starting to creep in on Seth Wansing a little bit. He makes up a couple of feet every lap now. And he is the fastest car on the racetrack. By a couple of tenths of a second faster than your leader, this 37 car. The only driver still running in the 30.5 second bracket. Everybody else is in the high 6s and 7s. So Oberstadt starting to get there. Battle as Gaiman got to the outside of Briley Wright coming out of 2 that time. 19 car to pit road. So Estes and Wright, and that might be why Wright let him have the outside. He let Gaiman get out there because he knew he was going to head for pit road. So this should start a cycle of pit stops. We'll watch him all the way. He is going to go all the way to that first pit stall. Misses his pit stall completely, and that is an absolute killer. Under green flag conditions, Patrick Oberstadt, Jeremy Brault duck off this time. So now let's watch and see as our leaders are all in a wad. Gaiman out in front, but it's 3 wide behind that. Wansing on the bottom. Markowski and Galloway and Markowski. We're looking to see who's going to pit road. There goes Gaiman. Here comes Wansing. So Markowski is going to pick up the lead. Watch Josh Gaiman go to his pit stall. Wansing over to his side, and he gets right into his pit stall nice and square. Gaiman does the same. Pinnell, here comes Wansing rolling out. Right past Cody Pinnell, and he's going to get Gaiman. Wansing gets out ahead of Gaiman coming off pit road. That could have been a race for the lead. It's only a couple of cars, and they are right here. Kent, McDonough, Baxter, and George having not pitted yet. Markowski, Feemster, and Galloway are on pit road. Feemster just drops off the jack and gets rolling. Markowski will get out ahead of these guys. So Ryan Pennell, a lap down in ninth. Off pit sequence with the rest of the field. He just needs to get around Matt Kent right up there. And I think Kent stopped on the first caution. So he'll have a few laps of fuel. McDonough and George haven't pitted yet, but there comes the 19 of Toby Estes. Galloway is in front of him. Oberstadt, right. Gaiman, Markowski, Wansing. When we get through the rest of this pit cycle, the next three cars in front of these guys pit. I think you'll see something a little different because there is Elrich George, and he is already behind Toby Estes. He's third on the racetrack, but he just hasn't gotten out of the pit sequence yet. So I think if we look, this would be your leader if we get all the way through the pit cycle. There comes Gaiman to the high side. Ethan Wood pitted on lap 6. So any moment now, we're going to start to see these top four head for pit. There went McDonough. I think the 88 might be out of fuel. No, he's saving fuel. He was clutching it going through the corner. That car went absolutely silent. So Kent, George, and Withers, along with Ethan Wood. And now it's a battle. 5th and 6th side by side. It will be a battle for the lead when everyone else gets through pit cycles. But Wansing is holding on by half a car. Where is Matt Kent going to be when they get to him? He's the current leader. He's probably within a lap or two of heading for pit road as Gaiman got around Wansing, and Wansing just crosses him over and comes right back alongside. Wansing goes back to the front, up the racetrack in front of the 6. Going to go around the 95, and there goes your leader to pit road. Late entry. That's an illegal entry, I think. He was outside the commitment cone. But Gaiman and Wansing are battling for the lead right here. Markowski is a part of this battle as well. Then Oberstadt in 4th in this line, back there in the 37. We are coming up on Brian Johnson. We are also coming up on the 88 car of Ethan Wood. And everybody will get past him nice and easy. So Withers is still out front in the 23. Up the backstretch, he stays to the inside. And he'll go around at least one more time. He's only about 6 seconds ahead of this bunch. And Gaiman now has gotten away from Markowski, Wansing, and Oberstadt. Caution. We'll see who it's for. So Withers stays out front. And I think that's a stage. Gaiman, Markowski, Wansing, Oberstadt, Estes, Wright, Baxter, Galloway, and Feemster. The top 10 at the end of the stage. So now we'll see. We know the 23's coming in. I think everybody will come in. They just had to... Matt Kent probably can stay out. Yeah. So can Colin McDonough. They were just in a couple of laps ago. They are off sequence with everybody anyway. Whoa. You saw Withers miss his box. Had to back up a couple feet before he could get service. We'll see who gets out of pit road first. I think it's going to be Josh Gaiman. It will be Markowski, Oberstadt, Wansing, and Wright would be the top 5 coming off pit road. The Choose Beetle is out here, and he's getting into position. But Matt Kent and Colin McDonough did not have to pit by virtue of only pitting a handful of laps ago. I think they pitted on about lap 37, 38. Yeah, 35 and 38. So they'll have to pit again during this stage, but everyone will have to pit. So getting off of pit strategy may work out in their favor. And there comes lap cars, it looks like, coming in. Kerr and Johnson. And Kerr was on the lead lap. I'm not sure what he's doing. Colin McDonough, Roger Wagner, the DSSN booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Roger. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You off strategy with everybody. Couple laps between you and Kent up there. Is this a planned thing, or did it just work out this way?
The stop earlier for the caution for cause was unplanned, and I figured I'd run that as long as I could on fuel. And got loose off of 2 and decided that's when I was going to stop. So I stopped a couple laps ahead of Kent. But we'll see how it goes to the end. Who knows?
Well, you're off sequence with everybody, and everybody's got to stop. May work out in your advantage. Good luck to you. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to you at the end of this thing.
Thank you, sir.
I think I put him back in the right room. I'm not really sure. I just put him back somewhere. All right, we're ready to go. Green pace car out of the way, and the final stage underway. 60 laps to go. Everybody has to stop again. 2 cars up front. They're on a few lap older tires. McDonough trying to hold Markowski off on the high side. Got to get those tires back up to temp. Had a heat cycle. There's just a handful of laps between them. About 7. We've seen 7 laps be a lot on tires. at a lot of different racetracks. As the tires are coming up, McDonough is able to hold them. Oh, we got a lot of cars sideways. That's Oberstedt. Here we go. Caution coming out.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
That's Jeremy Brault that is going to be sideways. I think this starts right in front of him. Yeah, right there. The 23 and the 37 are getting together, and then it's just kind of a chain reaction after that. I'll tell you, there was not a lot of carnage. Oh, I'm wrong. Right front. Pretty chewed up on that. So, that'll slow some things down. It actually helps those two guys up front a little. Not a whole lot, but a little. Josh Gaiman, you got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. The guys in front of you off sequence with you. A little patience and let things kind of work out, or is it attack in the last segment here?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be patient for sure. I don't want to burn the tires up trying to get around these guys, and then everyone on my cycle will, be able to get by me. So hopefully we could just kind of wiggle through them and get up front here and be able to get the clean air.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a couple, 3 or 4 laps difference. And once the 39 kind of got his tires up to temperature, he was able to kind of maintain that top. It's defend from behind and pick your way through then, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you out there, and keep all 4 on the ground, will you?
Thank you.
That's Josh Gaiman, driver of the 6 car. So Oberstedt went to pit road. He had a little bit of damage, and it looks like they're going to get it all pulled out. Brault had a lot of right front damage, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get that all pulled out or not. Ethan Wood is back on pit road. Cody Pinnell is on pit road as well. Ryan Pinnell is back on the lead lap, by the way. Lost a lap before lap 6 and is now 17th and on the lead lap. Patrick Oberstedt way at the back now as he rolled out and joined the back of the field. And that car looks just fine. Let's go see what Jeremy Brault's car. Right front still crushed and killed on that 74 car. He is going to be driving a dump truck here in a little bit. That car is going to get crazy tight. And then Cody Pinnell's got a little bit. It's less right front damage, but damage on these cars is a really, really big deal. And then still 4 laps down. That was the 27 of Brian Johnson that we saw. There goes your choose Beetle. As we get ready. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark, can I give away a couple of spice packs Monday, Tuesday for our champions? Would that be all right? All right, we're ready to go green flag racing once again. Pace car. Get that pesky pace car out from in front of the field. Thank goodness he's not going to lead the most laps tonight. But we're back on the restart zone of the green flag. Back in the air. Good start for Kent. Not such a good start for McDonough. He got a little push from behind. Markowski gave him a push, and Watson gave Markowski a little bit of a push right there. Try to get guys fired off. You can see Gaiman being very methodical, patient. Letting the tires come up to temperature. And then he'll start to battle with the two guys in front. They are only about 7 to 8 laps different on tires. I think Kent is only about 5 laps different on tires. So we'll wait for him to pit and see. But if Gaiman can get around, I'm sure he will go and start to pick these guys off. He wants to get back out front. Thank you, Mark. We'll do that. So it's still Matt Kent out in front after the restart. Gaiman now trying to work on second place. Colin McDonough. And he's going to get the job done this time. Coming out of turn 4. Markowski right behind McDonough. Then Briley Wright, Seth Wansing side by side. Withers battles Estes, Baxter. Estes, big mistake on his pit stop earlier under green. Missed his pit box, had to back up. He was about 9th in the running order. He's up to 8th now, but he's right back in the group. Riley Wright. Dale Markowski side by side. Wansing's going to make a 3 wide down on the bottom. He got a big run up the backstretch. Markowski backs it up just a little bit and gives Wansing a little space. Now he'll go to the inside. Wansing back on the racetrack off the apron there on the front stretch. So McDonough starting to slowly fade back through the field as Briley Wright goes by. And now you'll have Wansing on the inside. Trying to take the 4th spot away. A little brush of the fence, and that should easily give Wansing space to get by. Right down here in turns 1 and 2, and he will clear. So McDonough back to 5th. And Markowski not going to waste any time. He's going to go after him. He'll take that spot away in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Toby Estes. Estes trying to get back in the top 7. Make it the top 6 now. We don't know how much we appreciate that, man. It's awesome. And so far, everybody loves him. I know I love mine. I got to come see you soon. I use it every time we cook, one or the other. Markowski up to 5th. McDonough still 6th. The battle's behind that. Estes and Withers. That's the 2 Toyota drivers. Swap spots. And Withers to 7th. Estes to 8th. Battles is right behind that in the Ford. We saw Battles have trouble with the outside wall in the heat race, and I just saw him brush it again right there down the backstretch. Behind that, they're side by side, Galloway and Baxter. And it's about to be 3 wide because here comes Feemster, and he's going to get the door slammed on him on the exit of 2. He'll go right to the middle. He says, okay, you want to slam the door on the high side? I'll thread the needle and see you later. She goes right around Ross Baxter. Warndren behind that, then Oberstadt in 14th. Kerr is 15th. Elrich George in the 16th spot. Michael Lawrence in 17th. Ryan Pinnell. That's the green number 1. Ethan Wood, Jeremy Brault, Chris Burton, and Cody Pinnell. And Pinnell about half a track behind your leaders. So Matt Kent, a half a second in front of Josh Gaiman. Yeah, we're probably, I would say 15 laps, maybe a little more. Yeah, making about 15 to 17 laps from forced pit stop for the 95 because of fuel, and he should be able to go the rest of the way. Everyone else will run it to somewhere near around 80, 82 before they got a pit. Let's find out where his partner McDonough is, because those two are on a very similar pit strategy within a couple of laps of one another. And McDonough is still sixth, but that may not last too much longer because the 23 of Withers is taking a peek up the inside. Not quite enough that time. Top five. Make it the top five from Markowski and the 33, Wansing, Wright, Gaiman, and Kent. Pretty evenly spaced. You start getting into the soup back here when you get to 6th and 7th, because they're pretty tight and they have not stopped battling for the last 3-4 laps. Side by side now. Working lap 64. This again for 6th and 7th. The 23 just gets so tight mid-corner. And now he's going to get drawn back on the front bumper of the 19 of Estes. Yeah, we use the steak rub every time we cook steaks. That's why I go through it so fast. All the rest, we do chicken and pork, and I'll tell you, they're good for everything. I haven't come across anything they're not good for. Oh, loose the 23. Good night, loose out of turn 2. I thought he was turning that into the grass down the backstretch, and it was all she wrote. Nice save. He only loses the one spot. He had already passed. McDonough got loose. McDonough got back by, but Estes couldn't capitalize. I think he saw the 23 get loose, and he rolled off the throttle just a little bit. That is going to put Battles in the 4 car back in the fight. Battles 9th, then Galloway is 10th. Overstat back to 11th. Vorndren, Feemster, Baxter, and George all in this gaggle of cars right here. Nothing changing up front. The gaps are getting a little closer because Gaiman is reeling in Kent, and he gets really tight to him. We'll go up there and watch, but this is great action back here. That's Oberstadt pushing Estes down the backstretch. Releases him getting into turn 3. This is the best action on the track right now. Side by side, Galloway and Vorndren. These guys are right outside the top 10, 11th and 12th right now. So Kent let Gaiman get it down to about where it's at right now, and then he's kind of put the stall on. Oh, a little blink out of the 95. Yikes. That's not good. It's a good thing no one's closer to him. Oh, he is really blinking. We're going to watch Josh Gaiman for a little bit here. See if the 95 stops blinking. We put the camera on him, and he looks like Christmas trees lights right there. He just started blinking all over the place. Seth Wansing now making his way past Markowski and Wright. He's up to 3rd. Drivers on pit road. Colin McDonough already on pit road. A couple of laps sooner than I thought he would be. But he's getting tires right now. We'll see what happens, where he falls into the mix. We're going to keep our eye on Matt Kent because it's only going to be about 3 or 4 laps. He's going to go in. Wansing is reeling these guys in like they are standing still right now. He was a 10th and a half faster than both of your leaders the last time by. Wright is still 4th, but Markowski is there, and he's trying to make life difficult. And now I think Josh Gaiman can feel the 5 closing in, and he is going to start to make a push to get around the 95 before he goes to pit road. And there he goes. I'm not sure that car got woed up, but we'll see if he sits in his pit stall very long. And now it's Gaiman and Wansing, 1/4 of a second separating them. Briley Wright, well, he's about 1.7 seconds behind them. Kent into his box. We'll see if he sits at all after tires go on, because the hold will be post-service. Car drops off. There goes the 48. No penalty. He got it woed up. Good on him. The 48 is going to slide through his box and have to back up. So, 48 car on the money stop. Cashless. Credit denied. Gaiman and Wansing, nearly 1.7 seconds in front. It's about 1.65. 1.67. In front of Briley Wright, who is now headed for pit road. There goes Markowski. Gaiman came in as well. He's right up in front of these guys. Seth Wansing stayed on track. We'll see if Wansing comes in the next time. 30 laps to go. All the way at the far end of pit road. Gaiman square into his box. Tires going on. Wansing on pit road now. Markowski assumes the lead. There comes the 6 of Josh Gaiman, and Wansing will head to his pit stall. Had to back up about a foot. That might put a death knell unless we catch a caution somewhere. Let's see if Markowski is forced in. He is. He's slowing down. He's headed in. So is Baxter behind him. That looked a little quick to me, too. Blake Galloway will assume the lead, but he's got Ryan Pinnell. Right there trying to take the spot away, and Pinnell surges by on the high side. Elric George is in the middle of this as well. They stay on track all the way back to the 1 car so far of Cody Pinnell. Markowski is back on. There goes Kent rolling by. Matt Kent was your leader when this cycle of pit stops started. He has that lead over Josh Gaiman. Not much. It's about 1.5 seconds. Seth Wansing is still 3rd, but Wansing is about 1 turn, about a 1/4 straightaway behind Gaiman. There's Colin McDonough, the first of the cars to start this pit cycle. He'll give a spot away to Briley Wright. Actually, Wright just kind of took it. There wasn't much in the way of giving. But here we go, the 1 car. Leader headed for pit road, Ryan Pinnell and Elric George as well. So, pit cycle completed. Where's Matt Kent? Oh, there he is. Blinking around just a little bit. That's your leader, and their second place. They can see each other. Well, I don't know if Kent can see him that well in the mirror, but I know that Josh Gaiman can see that 95 car out the windshield. 25 to go this time. There's Seth Wansing. Where is he in relation to Josh Gaiman? Well, they're right there. And then Briley Wright is right behind that, about the same distance back. Right now it's about, can Kent maintain his pace and can he keep it up for 25 more laps? And can he not blink out and get packet loss? Brian Johnson on pit road. Man, it is hard to follow that car blinking around like that. That is hard on my eyes. Wansing, a little here, a little there. He's closing in on Gaiman in front of him. Briley Wright is running lap times comparable to the 5 car. They are running 30.2s. Everybody else is in the 4s, 5s, and 6s. So we'll watch Markowski. He'll have a battle with Estes. Estes led the first part of the race. Pitted, slid through his pit box, had to back up, and has only recovered to 6th place. Took a peek. Didn't have the run to get there. Patrick Oberstadt right behind them in the 37, running in 7th. Then Vorndren, McDonough, and Galloway round out the top 10. Right now, let's get a little closer to the front because it's 0.7 of a second between 2nd and 3rd. There's Gaiman right there in the 6 car. Wansing in the 5. The lap car, Brian Johnson, the 27. Johnson is 5 laps off the lead. Sorry, 5 laps. You can see your leader, Matt Kent, right in front of these guys. It's 1.2 seconds. Clean air being such a big deal, Wansing does not want to follow right in the tire tracks of the 6 car. He wants to get out, get some clean air on the nose, get the car to turn and rotate, and then make a run like he's doing right here. Now, getting through and off the bottom is a completely different story in 3 and 4 than it is in 1 and 2. And Wansing just made that look super easy. So 1.3 seconds between these two. 3rd place Gaiman, 2nd place Wansing. And our leader, the 95 of Matt Kent. And then Briley Wright, now working on the 27 car, that lap car. He sits about 0.7 of a second behind Josh Gaiman for a podium spot. Make it about 6 more tenths back to that 33 car of Markowski. Estes is right behind him, just a handful of car lengths. So we start to work into the closing laps. Matt Kent right now in command. 18 laps remaining this time by. Tires about 3 laps different between he and 2nd place Seth Wansing right now. 72 was the last pit for Kent, 75 for Wansing, and 74 for Josh Gaiman and Briley Wright. The gap is shrinking. So is the lap count. A lot of time left. It's 0.8 of a second. Once he gets it to about a half a second, he'll be able to sniff the draft off the back of that 95 car, and that will help him down these 2 straightaways to close the gap fairly quick. maintaining about 0.8 of a second. It's about a tenth and a half quicker. 3074, 3059, 3074 are your top three last time by. This time about even. 65, 63, 71. Toby Estes ran the same lap time as your leader. So did Ross Baxter. So time's starting to slow down a little bit. It's 3/4 of a second now. 15 laps to go. Blake Galloway still 10th, but Ross Baxter, and he's starting to have a little bit of a battle over this 10th place spot. Only battle on the racetrack. As soon as I say that, I see Estes and Markowski go side by side. That's a battle in the top 5. Estes will cruise right by. Well, I say that. And then Markowski gets a big run up off the exit. It's a half second at the front. And now maybe Watson can sniff the draft off the 95 car. It's hard to make a hole in the air if you're not there, though. Now we're down to under half a second. Laps are clicking off. Getting there is one thing. Getting by them may be another. 12 to go. Slow car on the apron. That's the 48 of Burton. Burton 2 laps down now. In 21st. Briley Wright kind of sitting in the cruise spot right now. 4th place, no pressure from behind yet. No real pressure put on anyone in front of him. 54 car. Cruising around. Back out to about 0.6 of a second as Kent opened it back up a couple of tenths. That is a long time to be gone. And he blinked back right at the start-finish line. Wow. What luck. Because if he was gone at the start-finish line, it should automatically put him a lap down. I'm wondering if the server is starting to have an issue because a lot of guys are starting to blink around. I don't think it's us. So we're able to follow several cars. The gap, that was Kent. I think he was blinked out at the line. And Matt Kent looks to have blinked out of this race, and that is going to hand this thing to the 5 car of Seth Wansing. Josh Gaiman, Briley Wright, and now Markowski. If he's got anything left in that 33 car, he may want to start pressing the issue and try to grab a podium here. Estes and Oberstadt. And Oberstadt's got a little something left in that 37 car. Good run through 1 and 2. Ran the high side, dropped down to the bottom. Big run up the backstretch. And he'll take the spot away from Estes, put him P5. Markowski just needs to make up about 10 car lengths on Briley Wright. He may have his hands full with Oberstedt, though, because Oberstedt is really getting close. On the high side, Vorndren late goes around Estes. Now he's alongside Oberstedt, the 00. Got a little rubber left on the bottom of the tire. He's up to 5th now. It's nearly a second from Wansing to Gaiman. It's 1.7 seconds from Gaiman to Wright, and then we're at this battle right here. The battle for 4th, Vorndren and Markowski. They are going to stay side by side. Oberstedt trying to push the 00 by the 33. .48 cars, a couple laps down. He's got fresh tires. 4 laps to go. He really doesn't have much to gain. I'm of the mind you take yourself out of a battle and don't decide it for the drivers that are actually racing for position, but I'm a little different than most. Great side-by-side battle. 3 laps remaining. We'll go back to the front here momentarily. I think this battle is helping Briley Wright stay comfortable there in 3rd. Because they are not letting each other go fast, staying side by side. Wansing out of 4. He's coming to the 2 to go signal. 9/10 of a second in front of Josh Gaiman. Gaiman is about 2.3 seconds in front of Briley Wright, and you can see that Quagmire behind him. Markowski, Vorndren, Oberstedt. Baxter is a little ways off these guys, about half second. If they make a mistake, he could capitalize and get a top 5. The white flag coming out this time for your leader, Seth Wansing in the 5. Final time down the backstretch. And off into 3 and 4. And then remember, Uncle Sam 150 from Chicagoland Speedway. ARCS going to go to the 5 of Seth Wansing. Josh Gaiman in the 6 car in 2nd. And Briley Wright in the 54, finishing in 3rd. Oberstedt takes that 4th spot away from Markowski, who finishes 5th. Vorndren in 6th. Baxter, Withers, Estes battles through the top 10. Galloway, Wood, Feemster, George, and Ryan Pinnell through 15th place. Cody Pinnell in 16th. Mike Lawrence 17th. Kerr 18th. McDonough 19th. Burton 20th. Kent 21st with his disconnect, and he was leading this thing when all of a sudden electronic issues and see him at Kent. Brian Johnson, Jeremy Brault, and that will round out the field because Melnick is your choose beetle. So, well, drivers take cars off pit road. We can't interview them. It makes it real difficult, but we'll try. to grab them. Bradley Wright, you got a copy.
Rick. Hello.
Third place tonight here. Pretty special event. You battled all night long, and kind of after the last set of pit stops, looks like you settled in right there, and you're able to cruise to bring home this podium finish. How was the race tonight?
It was pretty good. I'm just not too used to these things. Everybody tells me that there's no tire wear, and I beg to differ because I was not very good on the long runs. I was doing a terrible job of keeping the right front on it. Surprised that I even finished third. I hate it for Kent. It looks like he had connection issues. I'm not sure how much gas he had, but he might have had that thing won.
Yeah, I kind of was feeling the same way that he stopped within the window to make it on fuel. It's going to be a little different with the 3 to 4 laps different on tires between him and the rest of the guys. But, man, it started blinking and it just seemed to get worse and worse. And, we always just call that an electronic issue, and he had to, take it to the pits. But it got hard to follow him, and that does kind of suck for him. But not for you tonight, man. An awesome run and special event. What do you know about the Pinnells?
Oh man, really good buddies with Cody, really good buddies with Ryan. Me and Ryan and another guy was the ones that basically started this league back in 2020. So I've known Ryan the longest, but Cody's also a really good dude. I'm not sure how they finished tonight, but it's pretty cool to see them go up and lead the field during that three wide salute, and definitely thinking about them. I know it's a hard thing losing family members like that, and I'll be thinking about them here for the next couple weeks, that's for sure.
All right, man, some shout-outs and thank yous before we let you get out of here tonight.
I'd just like to thank teammates, Bandit Racing at it again, and yeah, it's really about it. And thank you for doing the broadcast. I'll have to go back and watch this. I watched the Daytona one that you did, and I think that you did an amazing job.
Very much appreciate it. Congrats on the run tonight, man. And hopefully we get to come back and see you guys real soon.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Bradley Wright finishing in third here. Now let's move on. We talked to him during the race. We're getting to talk to him after, which is kind of a rarity because usually if we talk to somebody during the race, they get the broadcaster's curse and they end up on the hook. But Josh Gaiman, you gave it everything it looked like you had out there. You're going to come up a spot short tonight.
Yeah, it's just it turned into a fuel mileage race there at the end, and I was just doing nothing but saving and just kind of ran out of time to build up a run.
Yeah, it looked like you got out of that final pit stop, the money stop there, and you and Seth and I forget who else was in that deal. Matt Kent and Colin McDonough, and then, kind of just started to work out. You all got single file. Swansing, how do you keep that guy behind you ever? Because nobody on Mondays and Tuesdays can keep him in the back.
Yeah, he's quick. It's there's no doubt about that. I feel like if I wasn't sitting there just watching the fuel tick down and the laps kind of match the number, I'd have been able to run up there and get close to him earlier and kind of break that bubble. But once I was able to kind of put my foot back in the throttle and go there at the end, I just was kind of outside that bubble where you get tight behind the guy in front of you, but you're not really getting draft to get the run on him. So it just kind of. Yeah, it just didn't work out in my favor this time.
Still an awesome job. Tell me what you know about the Pinnells in this special race tonight.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I've been here since 2021 or 2022. Good group of guys. Just been, I've been racing here 2-3 times a week for a couple of years now, and I've always gotten along with those guys. So everything that they're going through, that kind of, it's always a shame. There's been a lot of that going on lately, it seems like. So hopefully we can get a long stretch with nothing bad happening.
Yeah, it seemed like there for a while, all I was doing was tribute races, and as much as it's fun and awesome to watch everybody go and race for a good reason, it's kind of kind of a little bit of a bummer that it's always because we're remembering somebody. So a lot of good people in the racing community leaving us in 25 and 26. It's good that you know these guys and that you can show a little love and sympathize with them. But an awesome run tonight, man. Give me a little bit of a shout out, a thank you to whomever you like, and we'll let you get out here and celebrate.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Feemster for bringing me on with this team again for this year, and it's been a good time racing with those guys. We've trying to strive for better finishes every week, and hopefully I can continue this consistency moving forward. Shout out to Ryan and all the other admins for putting this thing on. It's been a lot of ups and downs in the last few years, but hopefully it continues to grow and move forward. You for putting on this broadcast tonight. We're not a regular broadcast series right now, so it's always cool to see somebody come on and do it for a good cause.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. Thanks for chatting with me, and hopefully we get to see you real soon again.
Hopefully.
Well, that is Josh Gaiman. He finishes second here tonight, and now let's move on to a driver that we have interviewed multiple times at the end of these races, whether it's top the podium, bottom of the podium, behind the podium, we never know. Seth Wansing, you got it done tonight.
What's up, buddy?
Well, you're up on top the podium. That's what's up.
Yeah, had a really fast number 5 car and started really deep in the field, actually, and kind of had to be aggressive on restarts and got track position. And I'm not going to act like I know how I did it, but the long run on that car was pretty freaking snazzy. So was able to keep the left front under everybody, and really that first pit stop cycle was crucial. Got out in front of, even though he passed me back, got out in front of Gaiman, got out in front of the 3 or 4 guys in front of me by I believe IndyCar terms, the overcut. Just pit the lap after him and took less fuel just to make it to the end of the stage, and then kind of held on to track position from there and made sure we hit the fuel number, and we were good to go.
Yeah, it looked like guys were racing pretty hard. Outside was just about as good as the inside, depending on where your tires were. And the draft was very minimal tonight here at this racetrack. And we're used to seeing a big draft in most of the other cars.
Yeah, it's just the way these cars are. Because you're so tight and off the throttle, off the corner when you're following someone, that you cannot, unless you time it out right and you're in the gas to get a run, then you're having to follow. You're in so much dirty air that you're not in the throttle enough through the middle of the corner to have the draft be beneficial down the back, down the front, down the straightaways. So it's just the nature of the beast in the next gen car, and just kind of. But the top, I would have liked to seen the very top come in a little bit more. I don't think it ever quite rubbered up. I'm sure my boy Patio was up there ripping it, and a couple other guys. I tried it, and the car it didn't like it. It would like that lane below it, but it didn't like the top, at least for me. And it really liked that middle lane on restarts. I can't tell you how many passes I made through the middle on restarts because everybody's on the top or the bottom, and you just find wherever the clean air is at. So, but yeah, pretty racy, shockingly. Kind of like Kyle Busch said, I still can't stand to drive these things. They suck. But, we're learning them, and we'll keep working on it. But really, really happy to pick up the win, and yeah, happy to have you on the call tonight, buddy.
All right, man. Got all your shout-outs and all your thank yous in order. I know you had some fans watching tonight. Make sure to shout out the fans watching the show.
Yeah. First of all, thinking of Ryan and Cody and their family, and just hope the good Lord blesses their family and puts a healing hand on them. We're thinking about them. Both of them are so pivotal to this community, and just great men. So really thinking about them, and special shout-out to them. Great people on the track, better people off the racetrack, and that's what these leagues are all about, man. So really thinking about them, and so sorry for their loss. Thank you for broadcasting. Thank you to my fellow A Squared owners and admins and everybody that makes this thing roll, TMH and Race Control and the Choose Beetle, and all the drivers that show up every week. Say hello to my family at home. I know they're watching, so I appreciate them watching every week and let me do my thing and race. And so, I want to thank Midwest Barbecue, Rockin' K Logistics, and Hooray Grills for the little stuff they do for me. Larry Moody, and you for this great rig I got, and want to thank the good Lord. So, shout out to everybody that watched at home. Again, please keep the Pinnell family in your prayers, and we'll head on to next week and see what we can't do. Try to keep momentum rolling.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the win. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow night over at DSRL to wrap up the season there at Charlotte.
Thanks, Roger.
Seth Wansing picking up the win, and I know he has fans in the chat. Mark and everybody, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's always fun when we get to see people cheering directly for a driver, especially someone that is family or that they know. Please remember to keep the Pinnells in your thoughts as they go through a tough time. Good memorial race here tonight. Way to tribute from this whole group. Please remember tomorrow night, Tuesday night, about 9 o'clock Eastern, we go live. Season finales, DSRL, the Truck Series, and Stock Car Series back-to-back. And then on Wednesdays, about 8:15 Eastern, we'll go live for Midwest Truck Series. They get back to points racing after their All-Star event. But I do want to thank everybody over here at ARCS for inviting me to do another race for them. It's always fun. Good group of guys. They race well, and it is always fun to put great racing on this network. But I especially want to thank all the fans for being here. Without you guys, there is nothing in the world that could make us do this if the fans weren't paying attention and coming and watching and keeping the chat alive. So thank you very much for that. Another thank you to all the great leagues that give us great racing each and every night. So we can continue to have something to cover for all the fans. Let's keep that up and see if we can't keep this place alive for a while. But until we see you again, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side